This is our Success Mentorship class number 160. Wow. Folks, it's been a long journey, but it's been an exciting journey, and we have enjoyed every moment of it with you. As you know, the things that we cover in our Success Mentorship classes are, of course, based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And by the way, it's available on all of the digital websites, the Amazon website. It's on our website, herbertharris.com. Be sure to get the 12 Universal Laws of Success Super Achiever Edition. The Super Achiever Edition is the one that will take you where you want to be, will help you do the things you want to do, and will guide you to have whatever you want to have. So let us get going with our topic. Our topic for today in Success Mentorship class number 160 is faith, focus, and action to achieve your goals. Faith, focus, and action to achieve your goals. I love to start with a quote from Barbara Johnson, and it says, faith is seeing light when with your heart, when all your eyes see is darkness. Let me read that again. Faith is seeing light with your heart when all your eyes see is darkness. Wow. All right, we have some people. Let them join us. Okay. Here we go. Good, good, good. Thank you. We have folks joining us in our Zoom from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. So if our topic is faith, focus, and action to achieve your goals, this is a very powerful topic, and I want us to pay supreme attention. And so to prepare us to receive the message today, let us do our meditation. All right. Let's just, for a moment, sit straight up in your seat. Close your outer eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this state of peace and quiet, I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm together, I am at peace with myself. Once more, I am at peace with myself. Let that peace just sink in. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Out slowly. And in this state of peace, my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Wow. All right. Thank you for joining us today. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship class number 160. And our topic for today is faith, focus, and action to achieve your goals. When we look at the universe, when we look at life, life is really about choices. Literally, we are where we are because of the choices we make and the actions we take on those choices. one of the constants in the universe is the constant of change. That there's always something happening. There's always transformation taking place. And so choice is about how do you respond to those changes? How do you respond to the moment to moment life that we live? Robert Frost said, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And so in our lives, each of us, from moment to moment, we are faced with choices, and the choices we make determines the outcomes we experience. Life is literally a series of crossroad after crossroad after crossroad. How do we respond to these crossroads? I'd like to give us a vision that life is like a river, a great river. It may be a smooth river moving slowly with very few ripples, almost like a mirror. Or it may be a violent river, a turbulent river. If you've ever been to Niagara Falls and you stand there above the falls and you can hear the water rushing and roaring by you. So that river is really life. Your life can be anywhere from a smooth sail to a turbulent journey. One of the great books is a book by Hermann Hesse, a German writer, called Siddhartha. And it is a symbolic book. Siddhartha was the great student of the master teacher Govinda Buddha. And Siddhartha had learned literally all that there was and over the period of his life. And he ended his life being the ferryman that helped people go across the river. And so that river symbolically is life. And so in order to go across that river of life, it requires that we have guidance. It requires that we learn, practice, and master the things that must be done to successfully navigate the river of life. And so let's look at our life as a boat, as a ship on this river. And this river is constantly moving, and we have one profound power. Our greatest power in life is our power to choose our thoughts, to choose our emotions, to choose our habits, to choose our relationships. And so on this river of life, our boat, our ship has four parts, four elements. Number one, we have a sail. It's a sailboat. And so the sails are literally your attitude. The sails help you deliver or navigate the sea of life, the river of life. You know, I've always wanted in a sailboat. In other words, the set of the sail determines how you can respond to the winds that are blowing. And so your attitude helps you respond to the river of life that you're experiencing at that time. We often say you can take lemons and turn them into lemonade. Well, that's through your attitude. The second aspect is your rudder. Every ship has a rudder. And the rudder is your core beliefs. Your rudder is your core beliefs of who you are, what you're about. Your rudder literally is your sense of morality, your moral compass, your sense of right and wrong, what you will or will not do. And then you have your engine. And the engine is your desire, that deep desire. See, the engine is what drives you when the winds aren't moving. The engine is what drives you when you have to go against the grain, when you have to go, when the rivers of life are flowing north and you need to go south. What's that poem to say? When all about you are blaming whatever the situation is on you, you still have to stay strong and keep your deep desire keeping you moving. Then the fourth element on your ship is your crew. And we always have a crew. No man lives alone. No mind lives alone. We always have a crew. Who do we permit to be on the ship that is our lives to help us negotiate to our goals, to our vision and our purpose? So let's look at this for a moment. The key on this ship, the most profound element of this ship, deals with your why. And see, the why is your destination. If you have a ship, you have sails, you have a crew, you have an engine, you have a rudder. The ship must have a destination. Your why is your goals, your vision, and your purpose. You see, we are on the river of life just by virtue of being born, by being alive. The great French philosopher René Descartes said, cogito ergo sum. Cogito ergo sum. It means, I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. So the fact that you're alive means that you're automatically on the river of life. So let's look at this. Every success book that you've ever read, every successful person that you've ever talked to always tells you you have got to have goals. The spiritual principle says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Where you have no vision, you fail. And perish means really that you let the river of life determine where you want to go, what you want to be, what you want to have in your life. And so if you have no goals, then the river will take you wherever it wants to take you. And this analogy, I think, is the most profound one to say to you that you must have written goals. If you have no written goals, life does not work for you. Life takes you where it wants you to go. Brown Sugar, thank you for joining us. Quee Jones, thank you. Jeffrey, thank you. We have so many good friends on Instagram and Facebook. So let's look at this a little deeper. As we negotiate the river of life, our why is our goal, our direction, what we want to be, do, and have. And so therefore now, based on our direction, we put our crew together. We take the people with us who can assist us and help us. We negotiate our rudder. We know what we will do and what we will not do. Our engine, that desire to realize and achieve that goal now, is strong and pumping and working. And our sails, our attitude, will help us negotiate the sea, the river of life. So now, in this context, now that we know exactly where we are and how this whole analogy works, what does it take to get where we want to go? The first thing it takes is faith. You see, our desire is only as strong as our faith. If we have no faith, our desire is hollow. There's a beautiful quote and says, let your faith be bigger than your fear. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. This desire is based on faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So when all else fails, your faith can keep you going. On page 185 of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, Harriet Beecher Stowe said something very powerful about faith and willpower. It says that when you get into a tight space and everything goes against you until it seems you cannot hold on a minute longer, never give up, for that is just the place and time where the tide will turn. What gives you the power to do that? What gives you the willpower? Faith gives you the willpower to confront all of the challenges in your life. I guarantee you that each and every one of you listening and watching today has some serious challenges in your life. Some things that are going on in your life that you say, wow, I don't know how I can ever face this. I don't know how I can ever overcome this. But faith and your why can help you overcome. As you face the challenges in your life, what faith does, it gives you that commitment that you can do what must be done. Now, faith has three key elements. First, faith in your source. The source is where we come from. The source, just digressing, in the prodigal son, remember the parable of the prodigal son? When the son went out into the far country and all kinds of bad things happened to him, he said, let me arise and go to my father because I have a rich father. I'd rather be a servant in his house than suffer in the world. So the idea of faith in the source, that there's a source that you are connected to. Every religion has a sense of source, that there's a creator, there's a prime mover, that there's a first being. And so this faith in the source says that we're put here for a good reason. That no matter what is happening in our daily experience of life, that we are put here for a good reason. That there's always something good for us. That the creator, God, does not create junk. That if we're alive and if we're breathing, then we were created for a purpose. And no matter what's going on around us, that purpose is clear. Thank you, Dawn, for joining us from Barbados. And when that purpose is clear, you can now move towards your goals, your vision, and your purpose. So faith in the source really says that no matter what happens, you ask yourself the question, what good can come of this? Whenever experiences happen in your life that seem to be traumatic and negative, you say, God put me here for a purpose. Let me see the good in this. Even the most negative situation, you say, this must be to teach me a lesson. What good lesson can I learn from this experience? Sometimes people are in a bad relationship and they get out and they say, well, what lesson can I learn from this? I learn to make better choices. Sometimes you can have consistent failures and you look and you can say, well, what can I learn from this? Instead of focus on the failures, let me focus on the things I accomplished. So faith in that source that you're put here for a purpose. The second is faith in yourself. And see, faith in self is a good principle because faith in self is a learned skill. You see, in your heart, you say, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. But in the process of manifesting that faith, faith is a learned skill. You learn, practice, and master the skill of faith. A lot of it has to do with our upbringing. You know, many of us, when we look at the challenges we face in our lives, we'll go back and we say, well, how would my mom face this? My mom raised 5, 6, 10 children. Maybe she was a single parent, and yet she got where she had to go. How did she do it? What can I learn from what my mother taught me? So that idea of faith in self, that you have the ability to learn, practice, and master all the things that you need to know to achieve your goals, to realize your vision, and live your purpose. And that's one of the reasons why we work so hard with people with our book, with the 12 Universal Laws of Success, because the 12 Universal Laws of Success is a process that can help you learn, practice, and master the skills that can take you where you want to go. And then finally, there's faith in the process. I like to say the three S's: faith in source, faith in self, faith in system. And the system is the process by which things happen. The farmer, life is like a garden or farm. When the farmer plants corn, he has faith in the process that will happen, that it will grow, that it will manifest. And so we have to have faith in the process, that if we can see it in our minds, if we can feel it in our hearts, that it will manifest in our lives. We must have faith in the process that we can change our condition by changing our thinking. We must have faith in the process that if we can see it, we can be it. And this idea of understanding the process is key, because when you understand the process, you know what you must do and what you must not do. So the farmer who plants corn must believe in the process to the extent that he does not go and dig the corn up after a week and wonder why he can't eat. He understands the system and the seasons, that it takes 60 to 90 days for the corn to grow. And not only that, he must nurture it. He must pull up weeds. He must get rid of the rodents and the insects, the things that can destroy the corn. So that is the understanding of the system. On your success journey, you must have that faith in the source, why you're here, that faith in yourself, that you have the ability to do, be, and have whatever you desire, and faith in the system, the process that makes things happen. Now, with faith, that's internal, comes focus. Now, focus is the step that takes you from the feeling to the power. You see, focus is an issue of vibration. You see, your desire within you creates an energy state, a level of energy. And that level of energy can be enhanced in getting the objective of that energy through focus. When we focus, the definition of focus says that you take possession of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your habits, of your relationships to such strength or degree that nothing and no one can deter you, distract you, or sidetrack you. The Kentucky Derby was run recently, and many of the horses had on blinders. So what's that for? The blinders give the horse the ability to only see what's ahead of him or her. Blinders close out everything else, what's going on the left, what's going on the right, and all you can see is the vision. All you can see is the goal. And so focus gives you the ability now to take the passion that's within you and to take that passion and direct that passion towards the outcome that you seek. You see, without focus, it will not happen, because focus encompasses self-discipline. Self-discipline is a key foundation for success. Focus encompasses intention and attention. When you focus, there's a law of energy that says whatever you focus on grows. Where focus goes, power flows. So then, whatever you're focusing on, your goals, now the passion of your desire can be directed towards that goal. It's like the sunlight outside. The very same sun that warms and that gives life to the flowers, if you focus it through a magnifying glass, you can use it to burn. And so that power that we have of focus gives us the ability to literally come through with laser focus and bring that energy into that which we're seeking. You see, E equals MC squared. Energy equals manifestation times the speed of light squared. So manifestation equals energy divided by the speed of light squared. So energy, the level of your vibration, is determined by the level of your desire and the level of your focus. And so if you want it badly enough, and you focus on that which you want badly enough, then you create that harmonic vibration that attracts everything you need into your space, into your experience. Whew. Then we have to do what must be done. We must take action. Faith is profound. Faith is necessary. Focus is profound. Focus is necessary. But action is where the rubber hits the road. You see, action is a choice. Everything we did is a choice. Remember, we said that you choose what to focus on. You choose your goals. You choose your attitude. You choose your team. You even choose your core values. But action is the key. You have to choose to act. Sometimes people say, well, why don't people act? If it's that simple, why? Well, number one, probably the thing that undermines their actions first is fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Fear can undermine your actions. So you may have faith, you may have focus, but if you don't act on it because of fear, maybe fear of failure, that's when all those past fears can come together and slow you down. Maybe fear of change. You get so comfortable in your uncomfortable situation that you don't want to change it. Yeah. It can even be fear of success. Something inside you is incongruent with that which you're seeking. But fear can keep you from acting. Doubt. Doubt is very insidious because it literally, you're saying to yourself that you can and you will, but then underlying the feeling says you don't have the capacity. You don't have the wherewithal. And so as long as you doubt, you cannot execute faith and focus to get results. Throw in procrastination and you have a recipe for failure. So how do we move this doubt? How do we overcome fear? What do we do to take action to get where we want to go? There are two aspects of action. There's intentional and there's attentional. Intentional is your will to act. In other words, I intend to make my life better. I intend to do the things that will transform my being, that will help my family, that will change the world. Attention is to give your efforts to get it done. So your action takes your faith and your focus and puts it into the rhythm of success. Action is a moment-to-moment application of the power of choice. Every moment you have to choose how to spend that moment. The great time question always is, what is the best use of my time right now? When I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose. The great manifestation question, what is the best use of my resources right now? When I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose. What is the best use of my energy right now? As I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose. And so action is key. In chapter 7 of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, we give you the platform for action. There's a great scripture and it says, whatsoever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. And so how do we now take action to take the faith and the focus to make our goals a reality? Number one, to recognize that action requires written goals. And so if you haven't done the first part, you can't do the action. Action requires written goals. It requires specific goals. It requires a vision of where you want to be and what you want to do. Number two, action requires a plan. The Habakkuk says, write the vision and make it plain that he may run that readeth it. That's a plan. Action requires a book. We say when you decide to take effective action to accomplish the things you desire, you must live by the book. And the book is that daily planner, that daily list of things to do, that daily writing of the goals to reaffirm and remind you of why you're out there in the game in the first place. You see, these written plans put you now in a position to make the choices to get them done. Pay attention. Many times you'll make your list of things to do each day. And at the end of the day, you get there and you find that things were not done. At the end of the day, you find that you made a list of 10 things to do and you didn't get any of them done, or maybe you only got one done. And so that's the power of having that written daily activity plan. Because now you can monitor your progress. Now you can make adjustments. And so this idea, this power of choice is that once we have a written plan, a list of daily activities to do, then each moment to moment we have to choose to do it. It's a learned skill. The better you learn to plan each day, the better you are able to make the choices necessary to get the results you desire, the more quickly and more powerfully your goals manifest. Your vision becomes a reality and your purpose is lived. And then finally, the other part of that action piece is to live life flat out. I call it in the consciousness of completion. One of the things sometimes troubles me about other people, and when you hear people give excuses for inactivity, where the better the excuse, the worse it is. And so to accomplish the things you want to accomplish, you really have to live life flat out, where you direct and demand completion, where if you make a list of 10 things to be done today, your self-discipline is such that you get them done. Where you have a plan to be executed over this week, your self-discipline makes you reevaluate, monitor your progress, so at the end of the week, you've gotten it done. And so let's conclude this whole talk today of faith, focus, and action. Number one, you must have faith in your source, that you are created for a divine purpose. You must have faith in yourself, that you learn, practice, and master the skills that are necessary to negotiate the river of life. You must have faith in the system, the process by which things manifest. Number two, you must be focused. You must take control of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your habits, of your relationships with such strength or degree that nothing and no one can deter you from your goals, your vision, and your purpose. And then finally, you must take action. You must write your goals and read them over. You must live by the book so that you can make a list of the things to do. You must make your written plans. You must execute your plans from moment to moment, where you choose to make the best use of your time, your resources, your everything to achieve your goals. And you must live life flat out, where completion is the essence, where whatever you set out to do, it gets done. There's a beautiful scripture and it says, when he speaks those things that are not as though they were. When you can take those things that are not and manifest them as though they are, they will be exactly the way you want them to be. And so in this context, when you have faith, when you have focus, and when you act on your good desires, when you act on your goals, your vision, and your purpose, nothing is impossible. You have the ability to be whatever you want to be, to do whatever you want to do, and to have whatever you want to have. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. Let's just take a deep breath and let that sink in for a moment. Those of you who watch this video now and even after, one of the things about action is confirmation. And as I was preparing to talk today, this lesson is such that it can transform everything that you're attempting to do into that which you want. I want to ask you to do something today that's a little different. And this message, if you take it to heart and act on it, can transform you from whatever you are to whatever you want to be. And I say this, a first step in transformation is to do something. And those of you who are listening today, I ask you to do this for me. Whatever you value this lesson at, whatever it means to you, put a monetary figure on it, whatever it is, be it $1, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever it is. Confirm that you have gotten this message and that it's in your heart and in your mind. I want you to do this. Do me this favor. I have a Cash App and it says Dollar Herbie Man, Dollar HERBYMAN, Dollar Herbie Man. Whatever you think this lesson was worth today, if it was worth $1,000 to you, Cash App $1,000 to Dollar Herbie Man. If it was worth a dime, Cash App a dime, whatever it is. But if you take action to confirm this message that you've gotten today, something is going to change in your life. Because you have now drawn a line in the sand between is and is not, between results and failure. You have the power to be whatever you want to be, to do whatever you want to do, and to have whatever you want to have, as long as you believe in you. Thank you so much, Dr. Herbert Harris sharing. Faith, focus,